Welcome to this week's Tech Tip. Today I'm going to go deeper into Google Classroom and some of the features that are there that not all of us use, including myself. So the first one I'm going to talk about is questions. So in Google Classroom, of course, you know you can create a question, and I'm sure you've used this. One of the things you can do when you create your question, obviously, is you can set a due date, you can set a topic, you can set it to short answer or even multiple choice. But with multiple choice, the kids cannot respond to each other. With short answer, they can reply to each other. The students can edit their answer afterward. You can always attach one of these things and say, you can even send them a video, attach a YouTube video, and then say, talk about this clip or whatever. But what is kind of neat about this, and I'm going to show you an old class one, is that we did some messing around with it today, this week, and we found that students do not see their classmates' answers until they respond. So I played around with this with Miss Luce and Mr. Gilbertson, and so we found that until Mr. Gilbertson wrote down what his favorite song was, he couldn't see the answer. The other thing that you can do with these is, and you can do this with assignments as well, is you can send questions to just one student or just a group of students. So if you break your kids down into a bunch of groups and you say you're group one and you give them a specific prompt or question or assignment, even, then only that group can see it. So that is something really neat to be aware of. Another thing that's very interesting is that you can go to students in your classes. And so here I'm going to go back to Writers Club because I think this is really interesting. As a teacher who I need for Writers Club to see specific assignments from kids. So what I can do here is I can go into a student. So I'm going to go into the student I always show, which is my own. And so here is her page, and here is all the assignments that were assigned. Obviously, it tells me if she's turned something in, but what else is here is if I click on it and I look at it, I can look at it from this page. And so then if someone turns something in late and says, hey, I did this assignment, you don't have to necessarily go to that assignment and click on the student. You can go straight to the students tab and then click on the student and see what they turned in. And so there's even filters here as well, where you can see, oh, well, let's see everything she turned in. Or, and I didn't have any of these, but if you had something that was returned with a grade, or you could say, well, go into Google Classroom and see what's missing. And so they can do that as well. So just a really neat thing on Google Classroom, both with question and with just the students individually. I hope that you have found this useful. And if you have other Google Classroom tips, please don't hesitate to share them with us. I'm sure that there's, just like this, I didn't know about all of these things until this week. I'm sure there's other wonderful things in Google Classroom that that maybe no one else does, or not many others. So thank you for tuning into this week's Tech Tip. And again, let me know how you use this.